All right, YouTube, what is up? Today I'm going to show you the quick and easy oil change on a 16 to 22 KTM 450 SXF, XCF, really any of the 450, 500 family. This will also work on the 2015 and a half, as they call it, the 2015 factory edition, because that's the same generation. So for your oil change, you're going to need about 1.2 liters. If you only have one, sometimes you can get by with one, but I have one and some have left over from the last one, so I know I'm good. You need this KTM oil filter, ends in 5100. I will put a link in the description to this stuff from AOMC. AOMC is the best place on the internet to get motorcycle parts, without a doubt. So you're also going to need a drain pan. I like these tall Folgers coffees. Kind of fits just perfect there. So first thing I'm going to do here is start this thing up and let the oil warm up. That'll just all let it flow out easier. Alright guys, motor's all warmed up, oil's warm. Now for tools, you're going to need an 8, a 13, and probably some needle nose. If you don't want to use an 8, you can also use a T27 as well, and that's going to be for the oil filter covered bolts. So we're going to start by popping out these two 13mm plugs right here. One of them is pretty much just a plug. The other one's going to have your oil screen on it. So let's go ahead and get those out and get them draining. Another thing to mention is this: if you're on a lift like I am, you want to have it strapped down, which I don't, but I'm about to, and that's so you can pull the strap and lean it this direction. Otherwise, your best bet is using the triangle that comes with it, so the bike leans to the left. You'll get all the oil drained out. All right, let's go. Alright guys, if your screen does not come out with your plug, just gently reach in and pull it out with needle nose. Alright guys, now you've also got another oil drain. It's right here. It's also a 13. And depending on how much of a hurry I'm in, sometimes I won't even drain this. And I'll show you why. Let's see how much comes out of it. Also, don't over tighten this. I've seen motors, I've seen cases ruined because people over tighten this, and it's just really tough to get to. If you strip it, it'll be tough to get a bolt on. So I'm going to take it out this time just to show you the process. But like I said, it's not something that I take out every time. You get maybe 100 cc's out of there. That's about it. So you check your strainer, it looks perfectly clean, way cleaner than the other one. So just keep an eye on it, let that out, put it back in, you're good to go. Alright guys, now's when you want to inspect your plug and your screen. Now it's normal for there to be just a few little metal shavings. That's completely normal, guys. And you just don't want any big chunks in there. You don't want to see a bunch of brass colored stuff. If you just got a few little specks here and there, that's perfectly normal. And then you can also tell by looking at your magnet. This is also one of the better looking drain plug magnets I've ever seen. Like normally they have quite a bit on the end of the magnetic tip here. This one has almost nothing. So I'm very pumped about that. Lets me know I've been probably changing my oil at the right intervals, and everything is in good shape in there. So now I'm gonna clean, I'm gonna take some brake cleaner or some contact cleaner, spray this out, and clean off the end of this plug and put them back. One more thing I should mention, guys. Obviously, KTM recommends you change out this crush washer and this O-ring on your oil filter cover. I have changed oil on hundreds, if not thousands of bikes in my time working as a tech, and I've realized that most of the time, 99% of the time, you can leave on the same crush washer and the same O-ring and be fine. I really don't like wasting stuff like that, so I'll leave an extra one in the toolbox of each, but I don't change these out until I have a problem. So I'm just going to use the same one over. Also, guys, these little screens right here, if you buy the oil filter service kit from KTM or AOMC, it will come with an entire new screen. There's also 2 O-rings you could change out on the screen as well. I'm just going to clean mine. I like to reuse them. Alright guys, you're probably going to ask me torque on these. I don't know. I don't care. I've never torqued oil drain plugs or anything else like that in my life. You just get a feel for this stuff. You snug it up and you never have an issue. Okay, so now we're going to take out these 2 8mm and pull off the oil filter cover, pull out the oil filter. All right, now sometimes you can stick needle nose in here, pry outwards and pull that out gently. You can see mine looks pretty dirty, but I don't see any metal or anything in there, so I'm pretty happy with it. Now, next thing I'm gonna do is just get this well here cleaned out best I can. You really want to get all that excess oil out of there. Okay, and I've done it. All right, now the next thing I like to do is pre-fill my oil filter with oil. That just means that's an extra second or two your bike doesn't have to wait for lubrication while it's filling this filter. Slip that in there. I'll have a quick look at this O-ring on the back side of the cover. Think it's going to be okay. Just kind of wipe it off and put it back on. Now, these bolts, probably like 7-inch pounds or something, guys, but I don't recommend torquing these oil filter bolts. If they're not tight enough for some reason, you're going to see it leak oil, and you can just snug it up. But your chances of stripping these or breaking these is way higher than causing any kind of issue from them not being tight enough. So I like to just gently snug these babies up. Okay, awesome. Now let's put some oil in it, guys. All right, guys, now if you watch any of my Japanese oil change videos, I'll tell you, disregard the stupid sight glass on those things. It's junk, especially the Kawasaki's. On the KTM's, this is not really the case. You can use the sight glass to measure your oil. I'm going to start by putting a liter in. And guys, you may have to start the bike up and let it run for just a second, but you want the oil to settle inside of this red dot. See the red circle? It's a circle, Ryan, not a dot, okay? But yeah, you want it to settle somewhere inside that red circle. As long as it's settled in there, you're good to go. So I know it takes at least a liter. This is right at a liter almost. I'm going to pour this in, and then I'll see where I'm at. Alright guys, you can see it start to come up as I got in about 1100 cc's. So when you lean the bike, it's going to change quite a bit. So you want to get the bike as level as you can and start it, let it run for a second and see where it settles. But let me tell you something, guys. It's not end of the world, okay, if you have a little less oil in here than what you need. Just keep an eye on your sight glass. If you pour in a liter, keep an eye on it. Pour in 1100, keep an eye on it. You'll be fine. What you don't want to do is keep pouring in extra, and have too much in there. So, really simple. Alright guys, you can see we moved down right below outside of the circle while it was running, and now we're coming back up slowly. So we've settled at the bottom of the red circle. Let's add just a tad more. Now, I'm making this seem way more complicated than what it is, guys. Just because I want you guys to know what the goal is here. But really, all you need to do is pour in your 1200 cc's and go ride. And just keep an eye on it. Alright, and that right there has moved me right in to the middle of the red circle, guys. There you go. That's your oil change on your 2015 factory edition all the way up to at least to your 2022 KTM 450 as of the date of this video. The process will probably be the same or similar on the 2023 that's about to come out. I've got one of those bikes on the way with my name on it, so I'll let you guys know when it gets here if it's the same. Thanks so much for watching. Please hit that subscribe button, and if you want to go a step further, if you've got questions, if you want to talk to me one-on-one anytime, just hit the blue join button. Thanks, guys. See you in the next one.